Hey everybody, welcome back to another inside look with the cast and crew of Studio 220 Films movie, The First Step. Today I have Miss Karina Carielo. Sorry, Karina, you're gonna have to correct it for me and say it the way that you say it. But she plays the role of Dr. Shelby in the movie. So Karina, thank you for joining me on this interview.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and okay, now pronounce your name correctly for me.
It's Karina Carielo.
Carielo. Okay.
Yeah, it's so a little hard to say. It's okay.
You're more Italian than I am. So you play Dr. Shelby in this movie. Before we get into your character, how did you connect with Jerry and this project?
So I connected with Jerry. I saw a post that he put up on one of the casting sites, and I reached out to him, and he reached out, and we just started talking from there. Originally, I had auditioned for a different role, and then he started throwing me all these other roles, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll try this and I'll try that. But, I'm short in stature. And so the roles that he was trying to get me to play, like, I needed to be a whole lot taller for those. And I'm like, I don't know if you want to be using apple boxes throughout the whole film. I don't think you can pull that one off or that one. And so he's like, well, let's try for the doctor. I was like, oh, I've played a doctor before. So yeah, let's do the doctor one. And sure enough, he's like, okay, well, you got the part. And so yeah.
Yay, that's wonderful. Okay, so how tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Oh, you're not that tiny, but I understand. I understand. You need like 6-inch heels to make up for it. Okay, so you sound like you obviously have some acting experience because you're part of those groups and you've already played a doctor before. So what is your acting history? Are you already a professional? Is this something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, so I've been acting since I was 8. I started off in church plays. And then when I was 12, I got my very first paycheck as a working actor. So I was working in community theater since I was 12. And then sure enough, after that, I started learning everything that is theater from, I was on stage as an actor, and then I learned everything in the background. So I was working for theater. And then when I went to college, I studied film. So I've been doing a lot of film stuff since.
That's amazing. So you've done film recently. So this isn't your first film project?
No. I've done several independent films before this one.
That's wonderful. Okay, so what would you say being on this set, and it sounds like that you were in one significant scene. What did you learn from this experience? Obviously, you have some acting experience, but I know every new project and every new director you work with or different cast and crew that you work with, we learn from those experiences. What's something that you learned from this whole experience that you didn't expect?
I was to be honest with you, I was scared to go up to Beaumont and I just didn't know what to expect, to be honest. And I think what I learned is just how to deal with the people and I don't even know how to answer this. I guess the best thing for me to say is I learned a lot. Everybody has their own style, their own different style. Every set that I'm on is completely different from one to the next. So every director is different. Actors are completely different. So and even the crew. The crew is the most important thing. And I feel like Jerry's set was very professional. Jerry is such a sweetheart. Julie is a sweetheart. John was fun to work with. He's our producer. All the actors, well, at least the ones that I got to work with on that first weekend we filmed, they were sweet people, awesome people to work with. And the crew was great. Like, we had a really great crew. They were the sweetest people, like, on set, I didn't have a problem with anybody or with anything. And I enjoyed my time. So I learned so much from them, because we all come from, different backgrounds of acting and theater and film. And so I got to see a lot of different styles, how they go about things. And so
Absolutely. That's it. Now I imagine, like, I'm imagining you walking on this set, and especially if you've experienced so many different ones, I imagine that it would always kind of feel a little bit like the first day of school when you're like, who's going to be my friend? I'm the new kid on the block. You know what I mean? Like, does it feel like that?
Yes, it does. I think, and that I think that's what I was trying to say at the beginning, where I don't know, what if they don't like me? What if this? What if that? I have no one to talk to. I only know Jerry and Julie, and so I was just like, But I guess I'm a bit of a goofball, So I love to smile. I love to make people laugh. So I knew I wasn't gonna have a hard time, like making friends. I was just hoping that everyone would get along with me, and they did. So I, like I said, I have nothing bad to say about anyone, and I enjoyed my time with everyone. And it felt like kind of like home. I was away from home, but everybody was just so warm and
Oh,
loving that I had so much fun doing this film.
that's so great. Now, where are you actually from?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, so still a Texan, but a little ways away.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, you mentioned that you're kind of playful and fun and you love to smile, but from what I understand, you played in a more serious scene in a more somber character, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you were a surgeon, and was it hard going from your natural personality to the intensity of that scene, which I guess really would speak to the acting? I don't imagine you probably had a hard time with that, but how did you get in the zone? How'd you get in character? Was it difficult?
Yes. So I can't take all the credit. I have to give credit to Julie, who is a real life, everyday nurse, and I had to do my research as far as how to get in the mindset of my character. And I asked Julie questions, and she came back with like this whole, her and Jerry came back with like this whole like a paperwork full of just read all this, and
Yeah.
it's because I guess the way it, I don't know how to say this without giving too much away of my scene or
Mhm.
my character, but um for my particular character, I had to get in a mindset of, well, I don't know how to answer
It's okay.
that.
We don't want any spoilers.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
It's just, let's just say I have Julie to thank
uh-huh.
for helping me, get ready for this role. Because she's a real life nurse, and there are certain ethics. I guess you can say that's a good word. There's
Okay.
certain ethics of how to go about things, as far
Okay.
as my character. And when I was doing the research, her help came, like it helped me out so much.
That's awesome. That's such a blessing to have people like that on set, man.
Yes, I know, it was like I was literally the actress playing the doctor, the surgeon, and then we had real life nurses working with us. So I'm just like, whoa, y'all make it look easy. This is what they do every day. So I'm just like talking to them, and I'm trying to get their swagger, trying to get their like, okay, how do they walk? How do they talk? Okay, so I was just getting,
Yeah.
I was even doing research on set. So, it was funny.
That's crazy. I feel like if I was in that position, I would feel nervous being around the professionals who do it for a living, but I've got to pretend that I do it for a living. I feel like I'll be so nervous.
Well, I think the nurses were nervous to be on screen, which I
Oh.
wasn't nervous to do. They were like, every time that the camera would turn on, they were like, you know, and so that's what I was helping them with, and they were
Mhm.
helping me with just being who they were, just
Yeah.
being them, their everyday self. So it was funny.
So it's a perfectly symbiotic relationship. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. So what would you say? Have you seen any of the other scenes in the film yet? Have you gotten any
Um,
glimpses?
No, just a little. I mean, I saw the intro, I think. Yeah, I saw the intro, and then just like maybe like a couple seconds of like one scene, but I haven't seen like a whole scene. No, I haven't seen. Mm-mm.
Okay, so what was your one of your favorite moments on set, on camera, off camera, either way, maybe just anything. What was one of your favorite moments on set?
When Jerry allowed me to be playful at the very end, right before we wrapped, he was like, "Karina, say this or do this," and I was just like, "What? I'm tired. Like, are we still filming?" And he just like, I don't know why. I guess he wanted to do bloopers or something, so he wanted me to, act a fool and say stuff, and I did. Very happily I did, and everyone
Yeah.
kind of laughed. So yeah, Jerry's he's a very sweet and playful guy. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
That's really cool. Well, it sounds like if it was an intense day of like heavy emotion, that probably would have kind of helped break the ice and lighten the mood at the end a little bit, be a little refreshing.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? There's another thing too. So yes, without saying too much,
Mhm.
as I was working with my partner, I guess my opposite me or whatever, Chad. He's very funny too. He's a very funny guy, and he has. And I've said this before. He has a way of just looking at you and smiling, and it's like funny, you know. And so, I'm trying to do my scene with him, and he would just like start smiling, and I'm like, don't smile, don't smile. I don't want to break character. So he did this thing to help me out, and so instead of even though he was facing me, he wasn't really looking at me. He was like looking away, so I can still deliver my lines and not break character because he has like this funny like aura, and every time like it was just like, stop Chad, let me do this. I just wanted to laugh because he's just been making me laugh so much, but eventually we're like, okay, let's do this.
I
So
imagine
he's
that
very
would be
much
difficult. Yeah.
it was very difficult, and it's
Um,
difficult right now talking to you about this because I'm trying so hard not to give anything away.
yeah, no
I'm like,
kidding. Oh man. So what was there anything like I imagine you guys all experience a wide range of emotions from both watching the other scenes and watching the other actors and trying to embody your actor and or like your character. Was there any like moments where you were like fighting back tears or you were wrestling against some heavier emotions?
again, without giving too much away because of my scene. Yes, yes. Um, because of the fact that actually, it's hard for me to answer this without giving away the scene.
Okay.
So the answer to that is yes.
Yes.
It
Okay.
was hard.
Well, we can leave it at that. And when we see the scene, we'll be able to understand your answer better, I'm sure. And
Yeah.
so how about you personally? Like, what is your goal and dream for your life? Obviously, you've been in acting your whole life. If you were to write your future and say it would look like this, what would your acting future look like?
My acting feature, like,
Like
wow.
your future. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my future?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I would definitely love to be in films with some of my favorite actors. And I would love to continue this road, this path that I'm on, and see myself doing everything I've always dreamed of doing, and getting to work with all the people I've always dreamed of working with. And
Who are some of
and just
those?
yeah, and just to show my daughter that, your dreams can come true as long as you keep pushing,
That's true.
life
Yeah.
brings life brings a lot of, I guess you can say, adversities and all sorts of stuff, but one spirit is what keeps you going. That little light, that little fire, is what keeps you going. And as long as you keep going, there's nothing or no one that can stop you. If it's meant for you, it's already yours.
Mhm.
So no matter how many mountains are put in front of you, what's meant for you will be yours. So
That's awesome. So who are some of your favorite actors that you'd love to play opposite?
so my number one favorite actor is Johnny Depp.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny Depp is my favorite actor. I know a lot of people right now, like with all the craziness that happened with him, they probably aren't, his favorite or whatnot. But he has always been my favorite actor. What I like about him is that he's able to um, change from one character to another. Each and every film that he's ever done, he's a completely new character. And
true.
to be able to do that, that just shows how much talent a person has.
Yeah.
If you were to see my demo reel or my acting reel, I try to be every different character I can be. I don't try to play the same character all the time. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters, there's a lot of actors that are stereotyped into just playing just that one role, and that's all they get because they put themselves in that. You have to, as an actor, you have to reach, you have to really put yourself out there and try different roles and try, well, I don't think I could do it, but just do it anyway. Just try, you know what I mean? Just,
Yeah.
that's the whole point of acting, is to transform yourself into a character that is not you.
Yes.
And Johnny Depp is all that for me. He inspired me and I look up to him.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So, as far as this movie is concerned, what would you love to see this movie accomplish? Like, what would have to happen for you to be like, this movie was a success and I'm so proud I was a part of this project?
Um, I'll be honest with you. I don't have to watch the whole movie. I mean, right now I haven't seen the whole movie. I'm still waiting for the screening. But I can already say that this movie is a success as it is, because of the team of people that I worked with, because of how professional they were, and how they put just me being able to see one scene of the film tells me everything. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. And I know it will be a success, and I know it's going to do great. And no matter what film festival it gets into or wherever it gets screened, it will be successful. I have faith in it, and I hope that Jerry and Julie and John and everyone continues to make films like this, especially for the Beaumont community, because from what I was told, Beaumont didn't have a big film community. And it was just kind of like, really? Like, I'm from San Antonio and there's a huge film community here. So the fact that he's trying to build that and to make it bigger, and to bring all these opportunities to all those actors and people, it's awesome. So it's already a success,
Yeah.
in my eyes.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, Karina, thank you so much for coming on here to let us talk to you and find out a little bit more about yourself. And just like you, we can't wait to see the rest of the film. And so I will hopefully see you at the screening.
Yes. Yes, I will be there.
Okay, perfect. Well, you guys, thanks so much for popping in for another inside look with the cast and crew from The First Step. If you would like to connect with Studio 220 Films and their future projects, make sure to head on over, don't walk to their website, studio220films.com, and you can get connected to everything online, find out how you can participate in future projects. Make sure you're on the email list, because that's the best way to be in touch with anything that they're doing. Until next time, have a great weekend.